Good evening. This is Crap Grandma Says. And JD Vance, guess what? You're the crap I'm talking about tonight. I saw Ron Howard's adaptation of your book, Hillbilly Elegy. I know your story. I know exactly where you come from, and that's why watching you now makes me sick. You, of all people, should know better. You survived hell, and yet here you are, crawling right back into the fire, letting Donald Trump do the exact same thing to you that your mother did. Why? Because you still think if you just obey, if you just do everything he asks, if you humiliate yourself enough, one day he'll love you. He won't. He never will. Just like your mama never loved you. You wrote an entire darn book spelling out what your mother was, a narcissist who chewed you up and spat you out every time you weren't useful to her. And yet, you are blind to the fact that Trump is the same exact creature. He doesn't respect you. He doesn't care about you. He sees you as a tool, a disposable one. And when he's done with you, he will break you. You think you're powerful right now? You think you're untouchable? You think you're finally in the club? Let me tell you exactly how this ends. One day, Trump will need a scapegoat, and that scapegoat will be you. He will toss you aside like garbage. He will call you a traitor, and just like he did with Mike Pence, he'll let the mob come for you. And the worst part, you'll deserve it. Because you spent every moment up to that point groveling at his feet like the same helpless little boy you were when your mother beat the hell out of you. And speaking of your family, let's get something straight. Just because you provide money and status does not mean you're a good father. You think your kids won't see what you are? You think they won't carry the weight of what you've become? Maybe you're not physically abusing them, but make no mistake, you are damaging them. Because when they look at you, or when they look back on you, they're going to see a weak, spineless man who traded his soul for scraps of approval from yet another abuser. One day, they'll despise you for it. One day, your wife will look at you and realize exactly who she married, and it won't be good. And when that day comes, you won't be able to buy your way out of the shame. You were supposed to be better. You were supposed to break the cycle. Instead, you went and found a bigger, meaner, more powerful version of your mother and bent the knee like the obedient little boy you always were. Your grandma would be disgusted. So stand the hell up. Stop being weak. Stop being pathetic. Stop being a whipping boy. Because the next time you get used and discarded, there'll be no redemption. There'll be no second chances. There will just be you alone, broken, humiliated, and remembered only as a coward who never learned to fight back. Wake the hell up. And then do something real for the people of this country and not Donald Trump.